Oh yeah. Let's rock it. Let's rock that free world and shit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Yeah, let's just kick this shit. You know what I'm saying? Let's watch this one. Wow. Look at that. Oh, hell yeah, man. It's mixing my ass up. Look at that. Let's see what that one does. Oh, I couldn't tell that. Let's look at this one. Oh, shit, yeah. Underwater mode. Look at skeleton. I ain't doing shit. How about big head? Ain't nothing. Extra eyes. Blue. That ain't shit. Mirror. Yeah, I kind of like that one. This shit be getting crazy. Dance party. That sucks. Thermal. Look at thermal imaging. Yeah, I like that one. Mosaic. Yeah, that's cool too. Sprock this motherfucker. Retro sucks. Beaded glass. Oh, that really blows. I think I like the. I think the mirror one's really the nicest. Hey, Cindy, bored out of my fucking mind. Yeah, fuck. I felt like shit when I got up half dead. Just laid around. I started feeling better about an hour ago. Listened to music. Didn't even hardly read. Didn't do shit. Getting fucked out of this full moon tonight. Just went up and got a Mexican beer. Wasn't that feeling good anyway. It certainly couldn't make me anywhere. I drink about 2 of these a year. It's a Mexican beer. It's got clamato in it. Cheap ass beer. You know, I don't know why this chat didn't show up later. I don't know what I don't do them on my phone too much. I don't know whether they changed that or what. I don't give a fuck, but I didn't see the chat anywhere. Really disappointed on this thing. Yeah, I was lucky to find them. They're not around here usually. Yeah, they're good. I mean, I don't really like Bud Light, but with it's just got a good like spicy taste. Yeah, it's good. Yeah, that's what I think, Rennie Pink. You want me to turn it back regular? Is it aggravating you? What else I got? I can turn it back regular. Lots of different lens. Trying to look for just plain. I don't know if I can just do it. I don't even know how to make it plain again. How the fuck can you do this? X picker. Oh, right here it is, I think. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, good. That's it. Yeah, that's good. How you doing, Rennie Pink? Ah, fuck. I don't feel like doing anything. I feel better, but like not that great. I was hoping this moon would come out tonight. It still could, but I doubt it. What time is it now? 9 o'clock. Yeah, fucker's been up for 3 hours. It says on the weather too. It's partly cloudy. No, it's not. Over the bed. Oh, that's awesome. I never got into that mirror shit too much. I thought it was distracting. You know. Hey, Carter, Chris, how you doing? That's Tom, I think you mean. And other than that, just breaking in a new year, rocking the free world. Bored out of my fucking mind. Over a bed. Yeah, I think that's cool. Yeah, I like that. Like getting on top, huh? Hey, James, how you doing? How's it going? Did you and your wife have a nice New Year's? Did you tell her to knock off this abstinence horseshit? You want to start out 2026 with a lot more sexual activity. Good for you. Yeah, it's not bad weather out here. I think, what is it, 60 something? 53? Okay. Oh, good for you. Good food. Yeah, it's hard to get. There's a good Turkish place I go to. I like the waitress a lot. She reminds me of Olive Oil. She's Turkish. I get her little gifts all the time. Her dad died. I got her a book on mourning. He was sick 6 months ago. I got her something on when a family member is not doing well. I put a couple of Magnum rubbers in it in the most important chapter. She said, "What are these?" I said, "They're bookmarks. Don't be reading into this shit." She's a real nice lady, though. She doesn't know what a total pervert I am. Good for you. Good food. Yeah, that's cool. And then I talked to Michelle today. She said her straitjacket is chafing her skin. It's getting dry in places. And that she's not willing to introduce her fiance yet. Yeah. She's not willing to introduce him. And other than that, yeah. Hey, James. I wonder why my chat didn't show up. The chat we did last night. Is it like still processing or some shit? No, I'm doing this through my phone, which is YouTube, not through StreamYard. Why would they show up so much sooner on StreamYard? And maybe not at all. I haven't done one in so long on YouTube. I kind of really don't know. Did I use too many dirty words? Hey, Blue, Lynn, how you doing? Did I use too many dirty words? But even at that, they're not monetized anyway. So I don't know what the deal is. Maybe it'll show up tomorrow. I don't really care if it does or not, but I wondered what was the deal when I looked. We're just delving into deep-seated emotional discourse. We're trying to realize if the future is just a myth, a bunch of bullshit, or we should make resolutions. Oh, 24 hours? Oh, okay. Yeah, maybe that's it. Oh, okay. Thank you. Yeah. And then I think you should like really ramp up your mural thing. Really get it going good, and like, cause it's fun to watch. You're instructing people. You can breathe out Tai Chi. Breathe out the stress. Bring in the good stuff. Does anybody out there believe any of that bullshit? I mean, positive thinking and all that. I think it's fringe. Like if you're on the border and you're not really sure, maybe you can bullshit yourself into thinking it's doing something. But I'd rather just take the facts. Okay. Where do you live, Reed? Where are you from? Oh, are you? Sorry about that, Blue. Why? What's going on, Blue? Blue Lynn Marie. Yeah, they say it's powerful, but it's also a lot of bullshit too. Takes you down the wrong road, makes you fucking do substances, can make you a pervert, a rock star, a piano player, an arsonist. I mean, I'm not all in that it's just some great fucking organ that, rules the world. Hey, aliens, how you doing? Oh, isn't that the truth? Yeah, as you get older, that really changes. Because I was just thinking about that driving to get my Mexican beer. And that if I was much younger, if I was like young and dating and didn't feel half dead, I'd probably be going fucking crazy down here. I'm using a cone of a thread. Charge your cord through the cone. Oh, that sounds good, man. Yeah, why don't you patent that motherfucker? Yeah, well, I mean, you can say that. You can say that, but that's speculation, really. Like I tell Jeff and I had this the other day. I mean, it's like wishing you were taller. I prefer to like deal with what we know rather than what we don't know. Oh, Trump too. He sure did, didn't he? And he brought the motherfuckers back. It is so awesome. Yeah. Yeah, he's a crazy son of a bitch. But I'm telling you, I still think we needed this nutty motherfucker. God knows what would have happened without him. 3 more beautiful years of just him fucking people left and right. Yeah. Yeah, he's really putting the dick to him. Yeah, we just needed this crazy. This shit just got too fucking out of control, man. I mean, even the people on here, we're cool with what people do, but don't start making us pay for it and nobody working and all this fucking shit. Getting sex change for prisoners. Get fucked. We'll deport you too. Fuck yeah. Tired of this fucking bullshit. Went over there and bombed their motherfucking ass. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know it. Yep. I remember Ted Koppel getting interviewed one time, and they wanted to know who he felt was the smartest person he'd ever interviewed. And he said it was Richard Nixon, which is interesting. I think he went to that Whittier Law School. Tricky dick. That fucking security guard made the whole damn thing come unglued. Oh, he is. Yeah, fake childcare. Isn't that something? He sure is. Yeah, that's a super shitty fucking liberal state. Fucking scumbags. Yeah, I do too. He's doing fraud too, man. He is doing fraud. Shit, he's committing fraud. He's blowing up these fucking boats even when they're just out there fishing. Got to set examples. Oh, did you really? Yeah, Watergate. I remember that. I mean, it's just how it is. Human behavior. It's all over the place. Yeah, fraud. I mean, fraud's just how it is. I hate to say it, but it's a different set of rules. You look at what the governments have done. I mean, whether you agree with it or not, I mean, the United States was instrumental in getting Gaddafi, people to kill him, Saddam Hussein to kill him, starting trouble, making up bullshit. No, that's a good point, Reed. Yeah, I agree with you. Yeah, I used to like public radio and shit, but it just got too far left. I'd say I'm a moderate conservative. I wouldn't maybe even say conservative. There was a day, and I mentioned this, where I didn't mind liberals. They were for labor, good pay, nature, freedom of speech, and then they just lost their fucking way. It got really weird. It sure did. And I don't care about lesbians, gays, all that shit. I just don't want to pay for it. And I don't want to be making 3 bathrooms and all this fucking bullshit. Yeah, that's kind of when I am independent. We'll never get anybody elected, though it's an independent. And don't think there aren't plenty of things that Trump I'm disappointed about. He's fucking crazy, too. Yeah, they are. Billions of dollars, they sure are. And, they're doing, it's not a perfect world, but, he also got that deal where you get medicine for $10. Yep. Yeah, well, I think we're keeping trying. It's not going in a perfect direction, but it's going in the one that I'm most satisfied with, considering the alternatives. Can you imagine if Harris got elected? God damn. This crazy fucking Biden even just made fucking Bill Clinton look good. It's just these Democrats kept getting worse because they had to keep coming up with this shit to get elected. Go to school for free, don't pay for anything, no interest loans. Like this fucking kook that got elected in New York City. Either he's going to... That's not going to work there. And it seems to me like he's already backing down. What a fucked up place to live if you're a businessman, being around that nut job. Yeah, well, if you're 65, you should be getting Medicare. Get the supplement. My supplement's like $300 a month now. Fucking bullshit. It's kind of like that. Yeah, racism is fucking woke. It's all fucking bullshit, these Karens. I'm so fucking sick of this shit. A black guy could call me a whitey or a honky, and, everybody's going to laugh. I use the N-word. It's like, oh, shit, watch out. It's pejorative, man. It's used in jokes. It's not literal. Fucking bullshit. Even the blacks know this whole shit is true. And it works both ways, too. I call it like I see it. Like P. Diddy, big fucking deal. You're going to go through all this shit for these freak-offs. How do you get busted for transporting hookers, sex workers, escorts, known sex workers that needed a ride to parties? How is that fucking sex trafficking? Well, I'll tell you how it is. They word it that way. I mean, they'd make it sound like the media when they indict you out of liberal New York, no less. Like you picked up a bunch of fucking daycare kids against their will, duct tape, and tied their hands behind their back and took them to a ditty party. It wasn't like that at all. And if you look at what he was convicted of, it was bullshit. The major charges got dropped. Yeah, I mean, this day and age, we got all this crazy shit, people sneaking in here, terrorists, nut jobs, shooting politicians, and we're worried about guys sucking dicks at parties and driving around hookers? The fuck? Yeah, it's true. Absolutely right. Misinformation, you better believe it. Yeah, you're not kidding. See, where Trump's got these TV shows is they're federally licensed, and they know he's crazy enough to get the guy running that FCC to say, hey, you keep fucking going on there and talking shit about Trump, we're going to pull your license. What the fuck are you going to do? Nothing. That's why he gets them to cancel Jimmy Kimmel and shit for a while. And everybody knows now what this crazy motherfucker says he's going to do, he's going to do. I mean, they're going to look at tariffs now like it's a fucking Christmas card. When he said you quit fucking doing this shit or turn those ships around, you better quit doing it. You don't hear a fucking peep out of that fucking North Korean kook. Yeah. World's fucked up. Hey, James, is that hotel losing the contract where you're at? Are they worried about it? They give those fuckers too cheap of rooms anyway. Man, these fucking planes have been crashing left and right. Yeah. No, it's absolutely true. You know, that's one thing. Now, I will tell you this. I try and like be as unbiased as I can, but you know, me, it's subjective, right? But that black lady that was running Harvard, I think she really got fucked. I mean, I'm sure she's a fucking liberal fucking, of course, she's running the president of Harvard, but they set that bitch up and she was painted into a corner. She's trying to figure out on Tuesday if she should be cool with free speech. And then Wednesday, they're wanting to get rid of her ass because she didn't stop hate speech against Jews. I mean, I'm a big Jew lover. Everybody knows that. I'll side with the Jews. I'm with them 100%. But when they made her resign over that fucking bullshit, it's just like Starbucks does. You overexpand, the economy changes. You got to bring in some prick that hasn't been to all this upper management kids' birthday parties to sling some fucking cock and start over. And that's easy to do when you come from someplace else, even if you may not have been as good as the last CEO. Look at Harold Schultz. He actually came back to Starbucks for a while, and that did not last long. And I can tell you exactly why. He realized, man, this business model's fucking over. You know, we're just not crushing everybody and putting 4 on every corner and staying open 24 hours. He realized there was nothing he could do, and he got the fuck out of there. I'll tell you who else has realized this. This guy that runs Ford Motor Company. He went on a tour of China and came back, didn't say fucking jack shit. You know why? He knows we're fucked with technology with China. I'm telling you, man, you're not going to see any American cars around 20 years. It's over. You go and research Beijing and their economy. And, you know, I hate to even say this, but I will. You know, capitalism isn't doing so good right now with the global economy, at least for the working class. It is for the rich people and the .com and the AI guys. But American labor, from what you're used to, is fucking toast. They are handing us our fucking ass all the way from computer chips to AI to automobile manufacturing. I hope these motherfuckers don't start making airplanes. That's another thing I hope Trump slings some dick in this Airbus. That's fucking nonsense. It's the UK. It's publicly supported. They lost $90 billion on the fucking A380. They knew before they built it was going to be a flop, and they built it anyway. Why? Because it's taxpayer dollars. Who gives a fuck? It's not stockholders. And there are all these Airbus flying around over here. I think Trump ought to fuck them too, and you got to buy your planes from Boeing because we need these jobs over here. At fucking Airbus, they sell you an Airbus 320 or an A330. They give you 5 years, send a bunch of mechanics over here to work on the goddamn thing for free too. Yeah, how are you going to compete with that? You can't. Yeah, fuck Airbus too. Hey, Rick James, what's going on, bro? Yeah, well, you know, I go back and forth on that. You know, I'm from Detroit. And this is how it is. This is the way I look at it. Times have changed. You look at the Roman Empire, there was a time that they thought that was going to last forever. You look at communism in Vietnam. You look at our middle class lifestyle. I mean, I've read two books on the American automobile. I guess you could call it a crisis. And it's just the way it is. Their time's up. It's global economy now. You just can't pay some fat fucking Pollock $44 an hour that's misses 25 days of work a month and give him a fantastic vacation package and a retirement when he leaves and expect to compete against somebody living in a straw hut for $2 a day that gets whipped if he fucks up on the assembly line. Yeah, socialism, man, I know, but medical care is fucking crazy expensive. Canada claims they're not socialists. Well, you ought to look at your medical policies. I mean, look, this shit is expensive. I don't know the answer. Same with the homeless thing. I mean, I think about these things too. I mean, these just live a life of their own. Well, on these you can't join, Rick. I would have you join, but I'm doing it on my phone, and you can't bring people up. But if I'm feeling good, I'll do one tomorrow. I'm just laying in my bed fucking around, so I can't do that on here. But tomorrow, I'll try to do one. Oh, do they really? Okay, good. No, that's okay. Yeah, I don't really do these as much. These are when I'm kind of half in between wanting to do one and not wanting to do one. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's just a tough time. That's why I was just fucking went down, got myself a couple Mexican beers. And I was talking to the clerk, and, my birthday's tomorrow. Big deal. Didn't want to bring it up. I don't give a fuck. It's never been an important day for me. And the guy said to me, they're all worried about when an old cranky looking motherfucker comes up to me. They want to police it so they don't have some idiot not ask for ID and they get stung. It's a big deal here, too. So I said, you want to see my ID? I don't want to put it in. He said, yeah, please. Thank you for asking. It's like, yeah. And he looked at it real quick. He said, is that 56 or 76? I said, fucking thank God it's 56, man. I said, 76 would make me 20 fucking years younger. I don't want to live much longer. And he laughed. And then we got talking about it, and he's like 27. He just said, fuck college, working in this goddamn gas station, renting a fucking trailer with a leaky roof with two buddies, and trying to figure out what he's going to do for the next 30 years. Yeah. Fucking crazy, man. I'm not fucking shitting you. I know it sounds negative. I'm fucking glad I'll be dead in with 10 years. I got to put up with any of this goddamn bullshit. Fucking world's nuts. Yeah, I do. Eventually, I do. I do. I'll tell you who's a fucking well-run company. Now, they've had their problems too, but fucking Toyota, man. Let me tell you, it's Toyota nothing. That's why one that's fucking 10 years. I mentioned this the other day. So I buy this fucking Lexus, 20 grand, no big deal, off Marty's brother. 125,000. I bought the GH480. Just gorgeous car, beautiful. And I just happened to go get the oil changed in Marty's fucking Shelby diesel turbo truck. And I got talking to the guy changing oil, and I said, hey, now here's a guy that got 440,000 and then 465,000 off two Astrovans. So I really get off on driving these vehicles till they drop. They're cheap, and you think you're getting your money's worth and all that kind of shit. So I said, hey, have you getting any of these Lexus like this in here with like 1 million miles? I'm wanting the motherfucker to tell me that, yeah, fuck yeah, we just had one in last week, 500,000, not even to burn any on it. And he said, I'm not all that familiar with Lexus, but the guy that's running this place, he's only been here about a month. He was a master mechanic for 11 years. I said, would you go get him for me? Guy comes out and introduces himself. We talk. Long story short, I said, hey, I really like this Lexus. And then he said, let me ask you something. Did that Lexus get the $100,000 treatment? I'm not sure what it entails. I said, I don't know. And he said, well, if it didn't, get rid of it. It's like, really? He said, yeah. They got a head gasket deal, and it's a fucking super expensive repair. So I asked Marty to ask his brother. He said he didn't know if he got it. Just lucky, 2 days later, the brother calls back and says, could you bring that car back? I wish I hadn't sold it to you. It's like, yeah, after hearing that, no problem. And I told him what the guy told me. I went back to the oil place and gave him $50. So here's the weird thing. I'm talking to this guy, and these fucking Lexuses are gorgeous. And I have these fantasies of going up and fucking a couple of old girlfriends in January next year in Michigan, and I want all-wheel drive, even though 99.9% of the time I don't need it. But fucking male, you want all wheels turning. You don't want to worry about getting stuck, all that fucking shit. So I said, what would you suggest? He said, you're going to need to go much newer or much older. And I said, well, go much older because I'm not spending some fucking $100,000 on one of these fucking cars. I don't give a fuck if it sucks my cock everywhere I go. And he says, I think you should get a 470, 2007 or 2009. It's like, okay, now mind you, I paid $20,000 for the one I had that was a 2012. So I go looking around for these goddamn things. First of all, you can't find them. Secondly, they're, like 5 years older, have more miles, and they're $10,000 more. Why? Why? Because it's a better engine. It's a proven engine. So I'm about ready to give up on that. So right today, I've burned myself out with CD players and vehicles, and I just keep on driving my Honda on its last leg. The motherfucker quits. I keep a screwdriver with me, and I'm just going to take the plate off, come home, mail the title to a fucking towing company, and have them go scrap it. And then I got to, up the ante to find something. But let me tell you, it is an absolute fucking crisis in this country to find a used vehicle. And what most people end up doing, one thing I learned in talking to this salesman looking for this fucking 470, is that he told me that 87, they own like 5 dealers, Toyota dealers, Lexus. 87% of those cars are leased. You're wondering, how are all these motherfuckers affording these cars? I mean, they're crazy expensive. All these Toyotas. Well, that's how they're not really owning them. And he said COVID really fucked those leases up. They got where they weren't that expensive, and they're coming back now again. He said, but even used quality vehicles are fucking impossible to get. And he said they just beg these fucking people that actually buy them, the remaining 15%, that we're going to give you the best deal. Please bring them back. They want to do that Toyota certified because the fucking things are golden compared to this American junk. Particularly this junk ass engine Ford's putting in everything, an EcoBoost Turbo 6. Excuse me. The Georgia State Police actually got out of buying those fucking junksters with patrol cars. They were just blowing engines all week long. All these 4-banger hybrids, yeah, fuck, you're not getting long-term miles out of those. And as it turns out, too, this starting and stopping all the time to save a fucking thimble worth of gas is tough as far as heat transfer. So the good vehicles are the V8s, believe it or not, like the Coyote 5.0. You do not want to get that Ford 6.2. It'll break you sucking gas. But the Coyote 5.0, stay away from the V6. So I look at those. I get burned out. CD player, same shit. Bunch of fucking junk. You'll look at the best rated CD player out there. It's like 600 just for the player, no speakers. It's like, God damn. Then you go do your due diligence. You look around. Gets terrible ratings. 2.3, all sorts of stories. Had it a week, won't turn on. Had it a month, fucking skip CD. It's like, fuck that. And then you read some blog where some of these guys would rather talk about old CDs than fuck. And they know everything about these old CD players. So you go on fucking eBay and you look. And the CD player's like 30 years old, 25 years old, Panasonic Techniques, all that shit. They're fucking $2,400 used. Why? Because they're not a piece of fucking junk. You could buy those things at $200 when they came out. They're like $2,300, $2,400. And there's some of that shit that's like fucking 5 times more when it came out and it's used. Because these real hardcore electronics fuckers that know how something used to work at one time, kind of like our economy, they know what's good and what isn't. All this new stuff is fucking junk. I spend 4 hours of my day looking for fucking used cars and fucking a CD player worth of fuck. Yeah. No, isn't that the truth? Yeah, you're right about that. My dad worked at Ford. I caught the last generation, and I didn't have anything to do with that business. I hated all those jobs, man. I worked a couple of them for a short time. Stinky smell, a bunch of fucking hillbillies, druggies and shit, alcoholics, not doing a good job, the noise, dirty. Everybody hated being a factory worker where I grew up. Fucking hated it. Yeah, they're very expensive. Yeah, it's because they're not a piece of junk. Yeah, it's fucking crazy, man. I mean, you can't even get what you pay for now. And this fucking used car vehicle, anybody out there that has a car, you know what I'm talking about. You either lease a piece of junk, or if you're trying to, particularly a used pickup, oh, you are super fucked there. Big time. They talk about, you have these channels on Detroit. It's an opinion, right? But Detroit's not coming back. Fucking dreaming. There's a lot of other places. Philadelphia, Gary, Indiana, Cleveland, Ohio, Milwaukee. Now that this manufacturing is all fucking outsourced and done somewhere else, and we're losing fucking manufacturing steel and cars, we're fucked. That's what they say. It's going to be a service industry. These ideas of having 65,000 employees like Buick City did in the 60s in Flint, Michigan are over. 3 shifts, 7 days a week. You can't give these American junk fucking cars away anymore. Ford finally had enough nuts to get out of making that 150 Lightning totally electric. Fuck. You can't run a goddamn dildo off one of those fucking batteries for over an hour, much less drive around plugging that piece of shit in all the time. Electric. Fuck. You know, if you live out in California and you're going up to get your wheatgrass and your fucking medical marijuana for a mile every day, it'd probably be okay. But not for practical driving and carrying any kind of load. Yeah. Yeah, well, I hope that Trump goes to bat with Boeing. I hope we need fucking Boeing, goddammit. You know, if we get in a war, we can fucking make fighter jets and shit. Yeah, I mean, I think Boeing needs to be like an American resource. Plus, we need some goddamn businesses over here. You know, I buy stuff from Amazon too. I try not to, but they've really fucked things up too. Big fucking junk shop. Fucking liars too. They just see that big settlement they just had to pay out from fucking signing people up to Prime that didn't want to be. All these fake reviews. They don't police any of that. Bunch of fucking bullshit, man. Who would ever think, like, if you're at my age, I never would have thought I would have saw fucking Kmart go out of business, Sears, Borders Books. I mean, if you watch the daily news feed, look at all these chains going out of business that have been around forever. It's just sad. Yeah, I hope he does do it in the AI. You got to do that. If we don't, we're going to get wiped out. I don't think AI is going to work on it. You know, here's the thing they talk about, well, learn a trade. Well, let me tell you, there's not that many young people, excuse me, that make enough money to be able to afford to build a new house that presumably is where the trade guys are going to work. I don't know what it's like where you guys live, but there's just not that new construction where I live. I mean, even this fucking place, man. This is like a bachelor pad, concrete floors, big garage. You know, it's like a bachelor thing, right? This fucking thing should have been about 75 grand. Metal roof, yeah. I got hardy board, which is good. Big old 100-foot deck, shit like that, but nothing like crazy custom. It's like bare bones. Bookshelves. I don't even have any furniture. 2 bathrooms, small kitchen. Got a plastic card table in front of my window. And, you know, I don't have any wife or anything. $413,000 this motherfucker cost me. And that was a deal. That was a deal. It's fucking insane, man. Fucking insane. It's fucking nuts. This is like a place in nowheresville, which at this time in my life I'm grateful for, but it just got worked out like that. It wasn't any slick business plan. I got fucking lucky. I could be like fucking homeless. I see all these poor suckers out there just working like dogs for fucking chump change. And you know, here's the fucking crazy thing now. I'm not fucking shitting you. Even though I'm out in the middle of nowhere and there are no jobs, I think I've lived in this a little over a year. I think I could probably sell it for $550. That's fucking insane. I mean, you guys see the videos I take around my house. I mean, it's just insanely expensive to live here, too. The taxes are cheap because there's no services. So for me, it's good. But if you had a wife, fuck, she'd hate it here. If you had kids, they'd be fucking retards in a year. School system sucks. Dropouts, you know, low bar, hardly anybody goes to college. I mean, Jesse Jackson had big marches back here 50 years ago. I mean, this is the fucking sticks, which I really like. You know what I mean? This is like Detroit was like in 1885. We've got one gas station that sells beer, two gas stations that sell, three gas stations that sell beer, no bars, no hospital, no grocery store, no liquor store, no doctor's office. You got to drive your fucking nuts off there, which I don't mind doing because I like being out here, being half crazy and no neighbors. I got a Unabomber neighbor, and that's it. Yeah, I just honestly, once you get out here, and I'm not, it was kind of an adjustment, but once you get used to this life out here, there's no going back for me. You know, there's no way. West Branch should be like New York City. I would hear like noise and shit, and I would just, God, I can't believe this. You know, I'm always out here fucking around taking videos because it's pitch dark. Matter of fact, I'm gonna see if that moon came out. Got it fucking made, man. I mean, I do have it made. You know, every day's not like a big fucking party. But I got like small bathrooms. You know, I got books and shit. I didn't even get a refrigerator and stove yet because I eat out all the time. Got a microwave and a mini fridge. I don't give a fuck. I mean, I got nice countertop, marble countertop. Got another spare bedroom here. I got like, you know, these things. Got a piano in the middle. Got another bedroom here. Don't even fucking live in the motherfucker. Small kitchen. I do have a marble countertop. I got a laundry room. I didn't even get a washer and dryer. I don't give a fuck. It's because I don't have many clothes. I just go wash them in the other house next door. Go out here and see if this fucking moon came up yet. You can see that motherfucker's up there too. I mean, it's a light sky. It's a full fucking moon. You can't even see anything. I'm getting fucked out of this moon tonight. God damn it. Yeah, I mean, but it's a certain type thing. A lot of people wouldn't like it. You know, I got a couch out here. Got a chair. Parked my car right in the fucking front of the house like a total fucking hillbilly. Got a weightlifting thing. Look at this big ass porch. It's 100 feet long. Cool, isn't it? I mean, it's like, it's, a bachelor pad. I mean, there's no fucking normal fucking woman would want to live here, which I'm fucking fine with. It's always a mess, shit laying all over. Books. Fucking DVDs. So they do is sit around, drink beer, and fuck off. Yeah, but it still costs a lot. You know, I like leaving my drawers open too. I don't have some fucking cunt bothering me. I leave them open so I can see what I want to pull out. If you're married, they say, "Oh yeah, why do you shut these doors?" No mosquitoes. Yeah, it's weird. The reason there's no mosquitoes is because there's no water. Yeah, people out here dig ponds. No fucking way. Plus the water down here, it's not like clear and pretty. It's dingy looking like where I grew up around Detroit. Who the fuck wants a mosquito breeding thing like that? Not me. Yeah. Oh, gas smells. Yeah, that did happen once in a while, but I didn't notice it that much. Those gas wells. Yeah, I was lucky to be on the other side of it. Yeah, I love the train too. Yeah, me too. Lake States. We do hear trains here. Train thing's 3 miles away, but not very much. I go to Athens all the time and Augusta all the time. Hardly ever Atlanta. I go to Madison, Thompson too. My favorite Starbucks closed. I didn't stand, and I felt so shitty the whole month of November and whole goddamn month of December almost that I didn't really go anywhere. It felt like not good. How many books do you have? Nah, I really don't know. I mean, it's not as much as you'd think. If I had to just guess, maybe 4,000 or something like that. And let me tell you, 98% of these books are used. There's only very few that are expensive. It's like not a big deal. If you like different subjects, like go to I buy tons of books off eBay, $4, $8, $12. Like I just bought a book off a guy in South Africa, kind of famous pianist, crazy motherfucker. He died like 60 years ago, and it's a rare hardcover book, and I got it for less than $100. I'll do that, and I've spent a lot of money on books before, but I don't anymore. I get just stacks of books delivered all the time, and they're cheap. So I'd say maybe 3,000-4,000, something like that. But if you look at this, like that thing's, oh wow, it's a lot of money in books. You look at what a fucking motorcycle costs, a Corvette, an airplane, a trailer. These expensive fucking hobbies, guns. That's why I go postal with books, because when you compare it to like all this expensive shit, these bass boats and shit, it's fucking nothing. It's nothing. No insurance on them. Yeah, it's fucking a cheap hobby. Anybody could do it. Yeah, I get them from like a lot of places. I do go to bookstores. We got one half-ass, one second Charles. I get a lot, like I said, off eBay, and I do order like Princeton had a 70% off, and I'm into a lot of wacko science shit, and I'll buy those 70% off. Man, it's crazy. I did too. I bought like $1,000 worth of books that was legit 70% off. None of this fake fucking bullshit. So once a year sale they have. And those are academic books that, really never go on stale. But some Jews probably run the place and they realize we're never going to get rid of these. We don't give our members a break. So they'll send you this email and say, hey, we're going to 70% off for 3 days. Go on there. It's like, fuck yeah. I bought a lot of goblins, man. And it's probably true. I'm not going to read all the books I buy, but that's fucking the way it is as a obsessive compulsive person. If I want to, they're there, and it's not that much anyway. I mean, if you look at what one big stupid vacation on a cruise ship costs you, like to Antarctica or something, that's probably half my book collection. So even if I never read any of them, it's not like it's some big giant financial mistake. Yeah, that's the way I look at it, man, which is fucked up. You rationalize why you do certain shit, and fuck it. And I've moved these motherfuckers around a bunch of times. I moved hundreds of these books from Chicago to West Branch, Michigan. That was 350 miles. And I moved all these motherfuckers 1,000 miles from West Branch to here. Fucking goddamn near killed me. I paid to have help, but fuck. Well, a culmination of things. I'm really into, I wouldn't really say change, but I'm a big philosophy guy, not religion. And I was living my life 50% this way before I became educated on it. Epicurean lifestyle, look it up, Epicurus. I live my life like that totally. I do. And I maintain it, and I try to get better, and I've really been into classical music a lot, which I just can't believe. Hopefully I'm not sucking cock in about a year. I mean, most of these motherfuckers are gay, but that doesn't bother me. But it's such a discipline, and it's the dedication, and there's no bullshitters when you get into the theory of music and academia. And these motherfuckers are just spending their whole life perfecting something that nobody comes to watch, and I really like that shit. And they're really eccentric motherfuckers. They're at the top of their game, and they just say, I'm not doing any more concerts. Glenn Gould's like, why not? He said, well, I'll tell you why. Because these clowns would clap if you turned on a vacuum. They just have no idea what I'm doing. It's false appreciation, and I'm tired of it. And I get that. I'm like that. It's not some big bullshitter on some TV show with big fake tits and a full head of hair fucking imitating Baywatch like there's some great fucking talent. Some goddamn dopehead Ozzy Osbourne getting rich. It's real, like, smart, dedicated people that don't give a fuck about fame. Man, there's only like 40, 50 people in the whole goddamn world that make a living playing classical piano. And you'll say, well, and I went to rock. I had favorite rock stars, all that shit. I went to concerts, but this is different. This is like an academic approach to music. It's not like you're turning it up like Unchained when you're driving down the road. It's not that. It's more of a discipline, and you appreciate what they do and what it takes to be able to do that, and the structure of the music and these fucking dedication. I listen to it in a different way. I know it's hard to explain, really. I just can't even believe that I know one thing about it. Yeah. And then you just turn on country, or you're in a store and they're playing rock, and it almost seems like children to me. Hey, Sunnyside, how you doing? Happy New Year. Well, I don't like to read as much as you think, actually. It's a discipline for me. I have crossed paths with people that they got a book in their hand all the time, where me, honestly, it's a discipline. I got to force myself to read. I do. I have to set time and stick to a schedule. It's not because I'm always reading something that I'm interested in. It's not just like, how to catch bigger bass with better rubber worms. I take notes and fucking nuts. It's not going to get me anywhere. I'll never make more money. I don't even know why I do it. Yeah. So weird. I like a lot of different subjects, and I don't know why. I don't know. Fuck, who knows why about anything? How you been? How you been, Sunnyside? You been kicking it? You doing well? How are the holidays for you? How many times did you put the shotgun to your head? Or was it a good New Year? You get older. You're getting into that age now where, life isn't what you quite think it is. It can get better, it can get worse. Oh, thank you. Yeah. Tomorrow I might go to Athens. It's weird, like, it's Liberalsville, right? But I like these liberal college towns, always have. Love Ann Arbor, love Champaign, Illinois, love Madison, Wisconsin, love Athens, Georgia, but I don't like the way they vote. But that's not my business. And that's your opinion. And I'm a big tipper. Once in a while I'll fuck with them. I've known quite a few people in all those places now, Augusta too. I tell those goddamn young purple-haired dykes with a big railroad spike in their nose. I give them big tips, especially around the holidays. One just had a baby. I gave her $100. She said, nobody's ever done that. She started crying. She said, I really thank you. You didn't need to do that. I don't even know you. It's like, well, let me tell you this. Just do this one favor for me, will you? And she said, what's that? I said, I can do this because of capitalism. Good paying jobs that are not outsourced. If I was making what you're making now, I wouldn't be able to do it. Just think about that for me, will you? That shuts them the fuck up. Oh, good for you. Yeah, I do. I mean, I'm for capitalism, but I'll tell you, man, if you read a lot, it's not faring that well in a global economy. At least in the United States, it's not. Fucking middle class is fucking done. Like you got Sunnyside's a nurse. I got lucky as a PI. But man, it's getting now where it's a service industry. Everybody's working some bullshit loan-paying job. And like I said earlier, the used car market. Go and see what a fucking car costs now. You could be a nurse anesthetist, and you're like wondering if you can afford a new car. That's how bad things are. Yeah. Fuck, I don't know. The only hope I have for the young generation now is they don't know any better. They're not, they're at the end of going over to grandfather's house who's got an 8,000 square foot house and can actually afford steak. And they just think he's a fucking billionaire because their parents are eating fucking hamburger helper and driving an old beater because they want to take a vacation once a year. They're, at the cusp of like not knowing what guys like my age had. I think I caught the last generation of the good old days. You could be a big fuck up, terrible student, have a little luck, and you were able to do all this shit. But sometimes I think we're just getting reeled back to third world. Maybe that's what we needed, a big dick. But maybe some uneducated, lazy motherfucker shouldn't depend on luck and should never have had all this shit to begin with. I can remember in the 70s thinking that college professors, I was always wondering to myself why they would work for such low pay. I mean, my dad's making fucking insane money as a laborer. All my whole neighborhoods was like car companies, steel companies. Back in the good old days, everybody had cabins and boats, and their parents paid for your college and fucking Disney and all that shit. It ain't like that anymore. That fucking place is a goddamn nothing compared to the old days. And I sometimes wonder if that's just the way life worked out with capitalism in a free world. It went full circle. Unions aren't worth a fuck now. It's because they have no bargaining power. Was there a point and a good time to have them at one time? Fuck yeah. But I just think back, man, everybody from my high school class that went to factories and shit, 40-year pension, get about $4,000 a month on top of their Social Security, killer medical care. They don't even need the supplement through Medicare, but I wasn't going to fucking do that no matter what. But those days are gone. Now it's 1099. You're going through an employment agency. Good insurance now is fucking $5,000 deductible and a 25% copay, capped at $1 million. So if you get really fucked up, like drilled by a goddamn cement truck or something, and you got a brain injury, once you get to $1 million, there's no more benefits. You're fucked. They're going to get all your shit anyway. Yeah, it really is, Sonny. I'm sad to even say that, because you're a person that I would think would be right at the cusp of where you barely got your foot in the door, up where you live, to where, yeah, barely decent living. Yeah, that's it. Here you are, a fucking nurse, low expenses. Yeah, and you look at the price of these cars. Go look at condos around Lexington. Nice condo. You want to go in there. You don't want to be gang raped once a month. So you want to go into a nice place. You go and look at condos. Oh, yeah, how much are these? Well, our lowest level is $385. And then your homeowner's fee is fucking, homeowners association fee is $450 a month. Then your cable's $180 a month. And it's like all this other fucking bullshit. Then you got that. And then you don't want to drive a beater car. So you go out, you lease one because you don't have $120,000 to blow on one. Or you get a total piece of shit like a Kia. And then now that fucking piece of junk is $60,000. So even with $25,000 down, you got a $500 a month payment. For, you know what, you're working like a slave. You got a so-so car. You're at a bottom-end condo. You're eating fucking rice-a-roni, and you're barely making it as a nurse in Kentucky. That's fucking nuts. No, it is fucking insane, man. But the only thing that keeps me from driving me insane is I thought that this was coming one way or the other. That we just had a standard of living in America that was just fucking fantasy land. It was like a book on fiction, and it's ending. I mean, we're heading third world now. I always joke, you better not build those fucking fences too high in Mexico. If I'm going to be broke and unemployed, I'm fucking be jumping the fence to go down there. $2 blowjobs and tacos, and maybe I could be a drug courier instead of just being depressed all the time. Yeah, I fucking hate to say that, man. And look at medical care. You know this. You know this. It's like either you're rich, you don't give a fuck, or you're flat poor and you don't give a fuck. Those are the two people that don't have a problem with medical care. If you're middle class and you're trying to keep good credit, you're the one that's fucked. You're the one with the crazy premiums, the high deductibles. They could lean your house. Fuck with that. The worst thing you can have if you have bad health problems and not good insurance is assets, because they'll fucking take them all from you. Where if you're a fucking crackhead that never worked, that's got HIV, that gets butt fucked for $10 a day, in Detroit, everything's covered, no deductible. And when you're having a bad day, you can take the ambulance to the fucking emergency room and get seen right away instead of making an appointment that's 3 weeks away because you worked your whole life for 35 years. It fucking pisses me off. It is being wiped out. It really is. Yeah. I mean, I know I sound negative and shit, but what part about I said that's not true? Stephanie and I, we joke about it, but it's all so serious. And that is that I'll be dead in 10 years, thank God. Hopefully. Motherfucker, man. I can't take much more of this shit. And I got it pretty good. Compared, yeah. Yeah, it fucking sucks, man. It is scary. I see these people having these kids. You do shit when you're in life, and it's like fucking without a rubber and all sorts of shit. You just know you shouldn't, and certain things come up and you do, and you cross your fingers and You just do shit that you're not really all in on under certain circumstances. You get lazy, you get tired, you make bad decisions. And life can like really fucking take you down a rabbit hole. You know? Like look at you, Sunnyside. I mean, if you if somebody would have you're probably a decent student coming up, come from there. Somebody told you you're going to be divorced at 35 or whatever you are, 32. You probably wouldn't have believed it because when you're young, you're coming up and you're believing all this stuff about death do us part. If you try hard, if you get therapy and you read the Bible and all this fucking horse shit, that somehow the right thing is going to happen. Then you get it snapped off in your fucking ass. You're struggling to make a living. You're meeting every douchebag dickhead that ever lived in fucking Kentucky. You get to where you don't want to date anymore. All you do, you work, and you think, is this what life's really about? I don't get it either. That's what I can't figure out. I don't see how people afford kids either. No, it's got to be like fucking what? I don't even know. It's got to be crazy. Fucking nuts. But I mean, Sunnyside, see me, I mean, I'm in the home stretch. Were you? I don't know, like, does this bother you? I mean, does this depress you? Or you're just young and you still got a lot of enthusiasm and energy and you think things are going to improve? What's your take on this whole thing? 70. I'll be 70 tomorrow. Yeah, shit. Can you believe that? I can't believe I've lived this long, to tell you the truth. 70 years old. What's so weird too is I can remember being like 9 years old, wondering what it was going to be like to be 70 if I'd be alive, like what I'd look like and stuff. Oh, and now it's just as bad as I thought it was going to be. And Sunnyside, here's another thing too. Oh, I bet, Brian. Look at daycare too. Here's another thing too, Sunnyside. The biggest problem you got is you're cute and their guys will still like be attracted to you. It's not like it's the big golden key it used to be. If you were 550 pounds and a GED and you lived with your parents, you'd understand why you felt the way you did. Where you did everything right, and you still got to step back and look, and it's like, what could I have done differently? I'm not saying you have a bad life, but I mean, it sounds like you have family, you like getting together. Yeah, go to work and continue. Right? Yeah, it is a rat race, you're right. Yeah, it's true. Yeah, no, it's true, James. That's it. Goddamn right, man. You're right about that. And there still are exceptions. I mean, Marty makes fucking insane money. Just crazy money, man. I'm not shitting you. And he's got 3 or 4 friends that make insane money, which I could give a fuck about. Oh, thank you. Oh, happy birthday in advance to you. I don't really care about money anymore. My wife owes me a fucking ton of money, and I'm not even really pursuing it. I mean, I am now, but I got tired of fucking with it, and I signed power of attorney over. Told Marty I'd give him 50 grand to just talk to this fucking attorney that I'm ready to go down there and fucking strangle. I just don't want to deal with it anymore. I said, you can just keep the whole fucking divorce thing. If she'd approached me in a little different way, I'd have let her slide on the whole goddamn thing. Just suck your boyfriend's cock and ride it like you did when I didn't know about it, and good luck to you. Because even if I will get the money because there's a lot of equity in that property. And I kind of hate forcing her hand, but she didn't do me any favors and did a lot of it. But if she'd approached me differently, I would have probably just let her slide on the whole goddamn thing, because it isn't gonna change my life one bit whether I get the money or whether I don't. So this is what I did. I said to Marty, hey, I'll give you 50 grand to be power of attorney. Just go talk to this fucking cocksucker and keep me out of it and just keep the money. And he said he's not going to keep the money, but he'd do that. And he doesn't want to take 50 grand either because he's a real charmer, gets along with all these assholes. I don't give a fuck. I couldn't take it anymore. Fucking guy keeps supposed to be doing this shit. And I paid these fuckers quicker than anybody. There's never any outstanding bill or not filling out paperwork or answering questions. He couldn't fucking stand it. Yeah, technology, man. Scary. Scary to me. But I'll tell you, the only thing that keeps me from like You know, I'm older now, so I don't give a fuck. So I'm a bad guy to ask. But I can remember working at GM for about 6 months, right when I got my PI license, because I didn't know what I was going to do. And I remember the big thing, and that was 1980, because you had to be 25 to get your PI license, and I was only 24, and I needed some money, so I worked there for a while. And I can remember everybody talking back then that all the robots were going to take over everything, automation, no, but there was going to be, and that just really didn't happen. And this kind of happens with other things too. You know, they act like a fucking robot was going to replace all the cleaning ladies in hotels, and that these fucking vacuums were going to vacuum houses, and these fucking solar lawnmowers were going to cut the grass where you are, and it just never fucking happened. Yeah, I do know that AI is costing radiologists their jobs. That this fucking AI is reading X-rays and MRIs good enough to where they're laying off radiologists. Can you imagine that? I mean, it's a specialty degree. It's not like that's a hard residency to get. It's not up there with neurosurgery and orthopedic surgery, but it's competitive. You go to all those years of school, when you're 33, 4 before you get your first paycheck, and you come out and now AI is fucking taking your goddamn job. You'd be fucking making lattes at fucking Starbucks. Yeah, I think it is going to take a lot of jobs, yeah. But, it's going to bring jobs back too, because I'll tell you what happened in America. When I was doing PI work up until I sold it, and it's still that way there because older guys own it. I was always having a problem with good transcriptionists, so I just outpaid everybody. Man, I was paying those girls $25 an hour back in the 80s, but they were really good. You could, take, 10 Scrabbles, mix it up in a hat, spin it around and give it to them, and they could produce a report. It was worth every fucking dime. And then in the medical community too, transcription, all of a sudden everybody started sending shit to fucking India. And that pretty much wiped out medical transcription. And now it's kind of coming back. Now it's somewhat AI, but I'll tell you what the big thing is the new generations of doctors, you better know how to fucking type. Uh, I got a buddy like that right now. He can't type, and he spends his day off catching up and charting notes on patients' files because all the young doctors are typing in their shit at the end of the day by themselves. And this professional drag and this voice recognition stuff sucks. It's better than nothing, but barely. I mean, so you have to do everything twice. You have to speak everything into this goddamn thing and then go and correct it. It's just a fucking nightmare. Now, if he could type, none of this would be a problem. He'd be doing it once, it'd be done right, and he'd be fucking logging off that motherfucker and having Saturday and Sunday off once a month. Yeah. Yeah, I feel bad for him too. Hmm. Yeah, take a lot. But I'll tell you one thing though. If you think about this, Aaron, most of the fucking jobs have been taken anyway. I mean, it's not like somebody comes in and just sweeps through wherever you live, and all of a sudden there's a $30,000, $100,000 a year jobs gone. They've been chipping away at these goddamn things since the '70s. Yeah. I mean, I went on and fucked around on some these things that make songs for you. You tell the kind of song you like, and you give them your voice. You push a fucking button, and it comes out with like the most fantastic song you ever heard. I thought it'd be like really cheap shit, no good, waste of money. Fuck, it was good. You can get like for 100 a month, you can do like 58 songs. I mean, I didn't give a fuck. I was just fooling around. But I could see where, if, like, say I had that and nobody else did in the '70s, I'd have been another goddamn Elton John. I mean, these were good ass songs. Any of them, too. I could do a country one, rap, fucking jazz. I just crazy how it did that. Only the beginning, yeah. Yeah, I know it fucking sucks. Only the beginning of Chicago. God, yeah. Well, I hate to like get you this. I hate to tell you this like this sunny side, but you're probably figuring out on your own. You think back to. I think back when I was young. You don't know anything. I mean, you're thinking that hard work and having relationships, that's just going to be, you're so fucking clueless as a young person. Then you get it snapped off in your ass. You get a little cynical. What's fucked up is you'll see all these people that on the surface look like they did better than you and that life's worked out better, but you don't want to be them either. Yeah, Hollywood. Well, Trump's going to make sure of that. Good night, Jeff. Thank you. Yeah, she's doing great. You go nighty night. You're going to Betty by a little early tonight. Yeah, it's good. Anytime you're having a good day, Sunnyside, you just call me. I'll bring you back down. At least you're living in a nice city. I tell people all the time, if I didn't live here, I'd live up in Lexington. I love that town. At least you're in a good place there. I go to that Barnes & Noble and that sushi place. I used to stay in that Red Roof Inn up there, a couple exits up from that Secretariat Drive or whatever it is, because I always had a couple dogs with me, little dogs. And I go up to that coffee shop there in Elizabethtown. I think it's Elizabethtown. What's that cute little town just on the northeast side of Lexington? They're just building it up now, subdivisions and stuff. They got a good coffee shop there. Oh, that's cool. It's not Elizabethtown, is it? What's that little cute little town straight north of Lexington? It's like 10 minutes north. Yeah, I really like Lexington. It's got a great college. There's nothing prettier than Lexington in the springtime. Oh, well, thank you. You know, it's beautiful in the spring though when they let those little horses out in that blue grass and it's your first 70-degree day and you just drive out to the east. You know, all those houses with those brick walls and you just see these like little horses having fun getting out in the winter and these beautiful old stately mansions and that blue grass. It's gorgeous. Love it. A lot of good coffee shops there. Got everything there. That's another thing too. Every place is kind of the same now. You know, if you were living in Detroit, if you went down to Kentucky and Detroit in the 70s, it's like it was so different. Now it's like Home Depot, Lowe's, Barnes and Nobles, a couple sushi places, 10 pizza places, 5 Mexican restaurants. You know, places are a lot alike. But the country in Kentucky is gorgeous, just not that far out of Lexington either. As you head up through Lexington, you go through the backwoods to Cincinnati. It's beautiful, all those horse farms. Love it. Yeah, but you know, it's different too. But I think it's pleasing to the eye. And all those cool oak trees they have over there, those big long oak trees. Yeah. Excuse me. Had a cold for a few days. Thought I'd feel a lot worse today, but not too bad actually. Let's see what time is it now? Yeah, it was I could check and see if that moon came out. It's another quirky thing I got too about the moon. Just like videotaping it. I don't know why. I think it looks so cool. That's why. I leave my clothes basket here like all the time. I never like put all my clothes away. I just take them out of the basket as the weeks go by. Bachelorhood. Man, you can see the sky is light. You know that damn moon's up there, right about there. It's just too many clouds. Yeah, I'm not going to be doing that tonight. Shit, I had everything charged up, ready to go. See, there's that one house over there nobody's ever at. And the one right next to me behind those trees, that's the only people on this street. Really, pretty much. It's 4 houses, actually. This is how it is. Never any noise. None. Yeah, I do have quite a library. It's true. You know, you're lucky up there too, Sunnyside. You guys get your ass kicked once in a while with good snow down there. It's not impossible. You know, they've had some big pileups on 75 there. You know how 75 like is on a decline as you're heading south? Yeah, well, what are you going to do? Yeah, but I think you should. I don't know if you ever got into reading much philosophy. Sunnyside, do you read much at all? No, I don't. Nope. No, I don't know why. I think it's tied to a form of mental illness. No, I mean, even when I was young, I did a lot of things on my own. I was taking vacations, took big 10,000-mile hitchhiking trips, rode freight trains around. I was always getting like sick of people around. And it just got worse as I got older. Well, I shouldn't say worse. It got better. It depends, you know. I like being alone a lot. I don't know why, but I think it's mental illness. Yeah. Yeah, I think it is because I don't think it's normal to want to be alone this much. Yeah, I mean, I could be wrong, but I mean, I'm not religious, but I tell people I'm blessed because I think if I did get lonely, I have friends like that. They can't stand being alone. If I did get lonely, I'd probably be involved and it'd be boring and I'd keep going back to the well with, you know, things that I was getting into for the wrong reasons. And I've mentioned this before. I knew when I was like 35 and I hadn't been married that long. I remember thinking to myself one day, and we had a nice house, wife had a good job. I remember thinking, I don't think this is going to work out long term. And it wasn't because of anything bad. It wasn't like arguing or not even getting along. I could have easily stayed married. I mean, I'm the one that left her. And if you say why, it's like, good question. Mainly, I just wasn't into it that much. I knew when I left I wasn't going to do any better, and I still left. It was one of those kind of scenarios. It wasn't like something was lacking. So weird. Yeah, I wouldn't say it takes a tough mindset. You know, and I do need a little bit of light socialization. Like, I go to a Starbucks. I know the people at the bookstore, the record store, a couple restaurants I go to, 5 minutes here, 5 minutes there, and that's it. You know, sometimes they'll invite me to things and I make excuses. Sometimes they'll want to see my place sometime and I just never get around to asking them over, shit like that. And the one neighbor I have, I get him, I just bought him a big dozen of these really cool bagels yesterday. And every time I give him something, I say, here's for never visiting. And he's kind of like I am. He says 10-4. He knows what I'm talking about. We don't want to be coming up to each other's fence talking about tomorrow's football games. Yeah. Yeah, I see it. If I hear a car, which never happens, I've got all sorts of no trespassing and shit. If I hear like gravel on the driveway, I just cringe. It's like, who in the fuck is this? You know, cost me about $3,000 to put a drinking fountain for the horses. There's these horses that ride by here. You got to get on the road for a part uh, to get in and out of the park. It's the backside of a state park. And I did it because I knew those horses were a long ways away from water in the summer. And I'm glad I did it, and it's cool. But there's a lot of older women that ride these fucking horses. And it's kind of gotten to where I've had them stop by later on just to see how I'm doing. It's like cringe. Oh, God. It's like, oh, hey, I just wanted to thank you again for like putting that horse water out there. You know, I'm thinking, oh my God. It's just like it just unplugged like a record. It's like, yeah, well, that's okay, you know. It's all right. I knew they needed water. Now get the fuck out of here. Most of them, I'd nip in the bud with, like, it'll come up about religious. These fucking women down here are insane for this shit. And we've got a church on every corner, even in a town with nothing. They'd ask me. I've had a couple of them ask me if I wanted to come to their church. Like, for what? I tell them right out of the chute, though, because I'm trying to get rid of their fucking ass. I don't want them dropping by. I tell them I'm not religious at all. And then it's like, well, maybe I just haven't been in it. No, I know all about it. I've got like 1,000 books on it. But I don't want to go to any church. You know, good luck to you. I'm glad you do. You know, God bless you. Now get the fuck out of here. I think it's rude, to tell you the truth. Well, that's part of their shtick. They're supposed to witness to you, which I get. A good Christian's supposed to witness to you. But honestly, from a philosophical standpoint, I don't think it's any different than, even though it is different, but it's not in the sense to where I respect what people believe. And you're not going to come and ask me to go to church, and I'm not going to, oh, what do you believe in that for? You stupid. You know, I just say, no, thanks. You know, it's like, blow it away. But what if I came up to them and said, hey, I know you like church and shit, but I have got some fucking suggestions on some good porn? They'd be like so offended. And first of all, you may not like porn, but it's legal. So would I be doing anything outside the box more so than them? Not really. But it wouldn't be viewed that way. I think it's rude too. It wouldn't be viewed that way. It's like, why would you bring up porn? It's like, well, because I like it. I have a big collection. I'm watching it for years, and I just think you're missing out on something. They'd be offended. But they don't think anything of pushing the fucking religious thing on me, even though I've subtly, tactfully told them in any way I could think of that I'm not into that shit. I mean, what don't you get about this? You know? It's the old truth. No good deed goes unpunished. Yeah, the road to hell's paved with good intentions. Yeah. I had some, I don't, even though I have all these books, the likelihood of me going into a Barnes and Noble and finding a book is pretty damn low. It does happen, but not that much, because when you're running a bookstore for retail, most of that inventory isn't what I like. Mine's going to be other stuff. So, you can have 20 books coming out a day, and the likelihood of me, I buy them if I see them, but it's so rare. So I got a couple expensive gift cards, about $1,000 worth, and I gave them all away. One was for $250. Most of them were 100 something. I gave some to strangers at Barnes and Noble, and I gave some to YouTube people, but I'm not going to tell you who. And one big reason is like I didn't really want to use them. Another good reason is I didn't want to be carrying them around. I didn't want to be going to Barnes and Noble when I didn't feel like it. And I thought, I'll just give these to fucking people, you know what I mean? And they can enjoy them and go out and buy some books. Not worry about it. You can order mail order too. And I gave one to a couple strangers at Barnes and Noble. And they said, oh, this is, I just don't feel, what can I do for you? You know, can you give me your address? And I said, I'll tell you what you can do. Quit talking about it. It's like, what do you mean? It's like, just take this card. It's not connected to my account. It's like just a free gift card, and just go spend it, and like, good luck. You don't need to say anything. Yeah. But now let's say I had those gift cards and it would have been like the kind of shit I buy. I'd have never given them away. Yeah, I would have never given them away. I would have used them. But between just carrying these things around, giving a nice little gift to somebody you don't know with no strings attached, I wanted to do that more than to have myself. And I don't like burdening people with giving them stuff. Like, you ever get a birthday gift or something and you didn't get them something for their birthday? It's like, God, game on now. I read every day, yeah. Late at night, early in the morning. My best reading's in the morning. If I really want to get something and learn it, I'll do it when I first get up and drink coffee till about noon, about 3 or 4 hours worth. And anything other than that is a bonus. I've learned to discipline my time with music and reading more so than probably anything else, working out or anything. Uh, I've read quite a few books on procrastination, time management, discipline, how the best students turned out to be the best, little tricks of the trade, what works, what doesn't work. And I've just finely tuned the real me to the real possibilities over probably the last 5 or 7 years, as opposed to this pie in the sky where I twiddle my thumbs for 2 weeks straight, thinking that any day now I'm going to spend 12 hours a day catching up on my reading. I've learned things like that just don't happen. They don't. So you need to be realistic about what, if it's something like an academic publication and I really want to know it, 50 minutes at a time with a 20-minute break. If you're winning reading Gulliver's Travels or Gone with the Wind, you could probably read that 3 or 4 hours. But when you're reading something that you really need to, like music theory as an example, that's a lot of like crunching on brand new shit. It's not reading 2 chapters and realizes that Janie left Johnny last April. This is like formulas and theories, and it's a lot. It's every page is a bunch of shit you need to know to move forward. Well, it's hard to say. That's another thing. We were talking about AI and things changing, and these Kindles and all this shit didn't take off like they thought they were gonna. They kind of fucking died out. Yeah, so you just really don't know. I remember being in getting out of high school, and I remember them talk. They said by the mid '80s everything would be metric. Mechanics were buying metric sets. Never happened. Never happened. So you just don't know. You know what I mean? Yeah. Yeah. You off tonight, Sunnyside? Yeah. Have you ever thought being a nurse anesthetist, Sunnyside? I think that'd be kind of interesting. I don't know if they have a program like that. They probably do between you and Cincinnati. A lot more money, a lot less bullshit. Oh, that's a good job in nursing. They have a lot of programs. Of course, anesthesiologists. There's a lot of conflict between them and nurse anesthetists. But I know where I came up from in rural Michigan. You can like get away with murder with not having an MD or a DO on site in certain rural markets and just have a nurse anesthetist running the show. But they have to be in 24-hour contact with a anesthesiologist by phone. They keep lightening the criteria. Yeah, books are cool. Yeah, let's party. Let me grab my other Mexican beer. spilled this damn beer. This is twice in 3 days. That's a good thing about concrete floors. It's a good thing about concrete floors. Just let it hit the floor. Who gives a shit? You ever eat this spicy cheese, Sargento? It's good. Yeah, they could go up. You know, they changed the Georgia got real strict on porn, and you can't even, like, you could do it. You have to get a VPN, but I got sick of doing it anyway. But you can't get any hardly porn channels in Georgia anymore. They give them these big crazy fines if they catch them piping into the state. Isn't that crazy? That's their religious right. I don't really care. That would have been the end of the world 10 years ago. I don't give a fuck. Yeah, that's a possibility. You know, a lot of stuff, particularly the IRS, is still stored on tape. On tape. It's not computer chips like you think. Most of the IRS records are still on big reels of tape. No shit. Yeah, crazy. I like read a lot of books on memory too. Yeah. I got all these lights up here. That's 130-year-old wood from a recycled factory. Sound like a liberal now, repurposing things. But it is kind of cool. To me, it is kind of thought-provoking. All those ceilings are like that. I think it's kind of a nice touch. Yeah, I think that, I don't think they will, because it's too expensive to ship paper. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I know. Welcome to getting older, Sunnyside. Yeah. You know, when you're young, you're always on the go. You're out looking. You just don't know anything. Hormones are high. Yeah, you would not have enjoyed staying home. And even now, you know, there's times where, I mean, I have like totally different criteria for why I'd want to get together with somebody now than I would when I was young. You know, there are isolated examples of where I would do that, but it just doesn't happen. I'm fine with it. You know, when you're young and like you just don't know shit. Yeah. Oh, are you really like that? I think you said you're what? You're 35 or something like that? Yeah, I don't think it will. I think that the internet's got that wrapped up. Yeah, it's definitely, you can't get like Pornhub, any of that shit in Georgia. But that stuff was slowly getting crappier anyway. Bunch of old women on there and weirdos. And it just wasn't like, I think 70s porn and shit was better. I just got tired of watching it, which is why I don't care they did that. And this AI porn's really taken off too. I mean, it's crazy how like much better looking that's getting. I just don't know if that's possible. You know? I just don't. I mean, I think you can like gain a lot of ground through that kind of stuff and you can like be interested in it, but You know, women they like romance novels and shit like that, but I don't think anything ever is going to take the place of a big dick. Not even a big French tickler or a vibrator, dildo. And now you talk to young people now, it's like I don't even think they hook up like they did when I was young. Yeah, they talk like they're lonely, and they can't even like go somewhere and like meet people. It's weird. Colleges, they talk about that too. I mean, you're going to college, man. You're supposed to be in like the prime of your life for like meeting people of the opposite sex. And they don't like have a place to go. So crazy, man. The business model has changed so much. You go to towns now, bars close at 11 on the weekends. So nuts. Who knows? More questions than answers. And I don't think anybody ever really has it totally figured out. Yeah, you're right about that, Aaron. Yeah, phones and stuff like that. Yeah, well, good for you, Sonny Fine. Yeah, you're young, you know, you meet new people, like you're all infatuated with them. You just talk on the phone for hours and uh, so fun when you're young. Yep. It's like a little hazy out tonight. Boy, did you see that crazy ass cold weather they're getting in Fairbanks? I mean, Fairbanks is cold as hell in the winter anyway, but it's been insanely cold there. Like 6 days at minus 46. The high is like minus 20 and shit like that. It's like freezing. Those people are running out of shit. The sewers and stuff are freezing. Yeah, it's a mess. I don't know why anybody live up there anyway. Yeah, no, it's insane cold. Look it up. Go on Google right now and look up weather Fairbanks, Alaska. You're not going to believe the numbers. I mean, it's insane. I mean, it's up there like those Siberia. Those guys throw up glasses of water and it freezes. It's just like insanely cold. You can look too. They've got some webcams that are 24-hour webcams in Fairbanks. It just looks like different. I can't really explain it to you. It's like this kind of fog. You know, any moisture in the air, there's not much because it's so dry. It's like, it just looks weird. It looks like super crazy cold. Yeah, minus 40. Isn't that crazy, Aaron? I know. And it's been that way too. I mean, they get these cold things here and there, but they've had it like for a long time. And there's no signs of it lightening up. God. I mean, can you imagine? I know at 20 degrees, pipes will freeze in 4 hours with no heat in the building. I mean, they'll start busting at 20 degrees. Now, we've gotten down here to 27, 28 a few times. But, you know, there's still a lot of heat in the house, and it takes a while to get that stuff that cold. But I know down here, you get a 20-degree day, and the heat's been off, and your pipes will start busting in 4 hours. Going to nightclubs, bars, and stuff, yeah. I know, it's crazy. No. I mean, well, this is like, I mean, it's always crazy cold there. What do you stay out of there? Barrow, Alaska's like that too. I've been up there, Barrow, Alaska. Yeah, it's a different type mentality. It's crazy, you know, if you don't know any better. Yeah. I mean, you got to have all sorts of special shit. You got to plug everything in. You know, you got to be putting stuff in your gasoline. You know, you're not just letting your dog out to pee. That fucker will be froze solid. You know, you got to really be careful with kids and shit. It's a fucking pain in the ass. No, you can't. That's true. Yeah. It's nuts. And you know how it is Sunnyside too, yeah. You know how it is Sunnyside too. You can go to the opposite extreme too. You know, you can like, you're just like a normal young woman, and then you think, well, I just like to like do something with somebody, just a friendship. So you like just start doing some of this goofy shit, and you just meet like the nerdiest, most sexually unattractive fucking weirdos in the world. And you just find that you're getting together to learn how to paint or some stupid shit like that. And all you were trying to do is get out and have a little social life and see what it had to offer. And you're just around 30 nerds that you could never be attracted to in a million years and that you don't even really want to be friends with. I mean, you know, it's so weird. It's like one or the other. Yeah. I've had that happen with book clubs, like places I go, they know I buy books. They'll ask me questions about books. Like, we got a book club, would you like to come? It's like, yeah, maybe someday. Fuck no. Sit around in a circle with a bunch of fat broads. No thanks. And even though, like, I'm not going there to, like, meet girls to have sex with, I don't want to sit around in a circle with a bunch of fat broads. Sorry. And I know I'm missing out on all sorts of great shit, knowledge they have. And, you know, I don't want to put myself through a fucking mental boot camp just because I happen to like books. Yeah. You know, when I was living up in West Branch, I had a big jumbo stalking me. About 5'2", 400 pounds. I tell people all the time, I'll take the shallow hit on that one. Yep, don't like it. Those are some long fucking lunches, I'll tell you. I did used to go over to her house and play Jeopardy. I used to play her in Jeopardy. I could stand that. She looked like, I tell my friends fuck with me about it all the time. My buddies up there said, I know you were fucking her. There's no way you would have been over that much. Like, no, it wasn't. So they're playing goddamn Jeopardy. I said, well, what if she'd have been really pretty? It's like, I'd be over there right now. I mean, you can reel back and go too far the other way. You know, don't be doing that shit either. The virtue of just not considering looks being important. Yeah, fuck, it isn't. It is important. I had an old airline pilot tell me when I was just a young teenager. He said, he gave me the best advice in the world. He used to point out a good-looking woman. He said, you see that girl over there? It's like, yeah. He said, somebody's tired of fucking her. I said, no way. He said, yep. I guarantee it. And you're going to find this out as you get older. Another thing he told me one time, he said, you're going to find as you get older, these women that you have platonic relationships with, you know, your friends, and they have boyfriends and you have girlfriends. But the ones that you really carry on long-term relationships with, you're supportive, you're telling each other secrets, you're being cool, nothing inappropriate. There's a 25% chance that if you guys ever got together in the right circumstances and drank a full bottle of wine, you'd fuck. He said, I don't want you to answer me now, but think about it. And he was right. Even when you're just out doing these cursory friends, yeah, no relationship, in the back of your mind, you know, you're not faking it or being inappropriate, or you guys are just both kind of drifting around in neutral, but you're attracted to each other, not like you're going to break up with who you're with. And he's right. And I noticed that in the rest of my life. The good looking ones, it's just fun. They're funny. It's cutie, flirty. And that's all it is, just having fun. Where with you're just with some 405-pound, 5'3" pig. I don't care if she's the smartest person in the world. with all sorts of money, and she wants to buy you all sorts of shit, and you can beat her with a baseball bat. She wants to give you a big hug because she's so lonely. Those are going to be the longest fucking nights of your life, even if you're only over there playing Jeopardy. Once Jeopardy's over, you just want to get the fuck out of there. Every goddamn straight male hormone in your body is telling you to leave. You know, we played Jeopardy, and all the fat ones always ask, well, don't you want to watch Hollywood Squares or whatever the fuck it is? That thing where they turn the doors around, or would you like to watch that show where they're like space, and all the gay guys are actors in it? That thing that was on like space, like, well, I'd like to, which is a fucking lie. But I got to get up early tomorrow. Another lie. But you're over there and there's somebody you're attracted to, and even though you're just friends, it's like, would you like to stay and watch The Shining? I got a bottle of wine. It's like, yeah, I would. Even though you've seen it 10,000 fucking times. Yeah, it's just, that's what, I mean, I wish these people quit bullshitting themselves. Yeah, goddamn right. You'll be there too someday. You've probably had it happen to you already, Sunnyside. All these big fat orderlies and shit wanting to just take walks in the park, and it's just like the longest walks of your life. When you take that out of the equation, even though nothing's going on, it's still part of the equation. Don't bullshit yourself. You're trying to be a good person, and you're buying in all this bullshit, and love is blind, and they're really kind people. And he comes over and sits on your chair and snaps it. Yeah, it's just, you know, you could act like, oh, you're all right. Like you're thinking to yourself, you just fucking destroyed my $400 chair I'll never match again to this table set. Yeah, it's just, this shit doesn't work. Just skip the whole thing. You're not getting to heaven earlier. Oh, really? Sorry about that, really. Medical coders. That sucks. Yeah. Now, you know, Moose Mom and I are from the same area. We grew up in the same area, about the same age. She's still up in Michigan. You know, I'm down here in Georgia. We know like lots of the same things together. Yeah. Moose Mama knows what the hell I'm talking about, too. Now, she happens to be happily married, and that's great. And, you know, I talk a lot of shit and fuck around a lot, but I'm not a bullshitter about stuff. I tell you straight up. But Moose Mama knows what I'm talking about. These are just words of wisdom, Sunnyside, and I don't want you to feel reluctant, embarrassed, out there all alone. And I want to give you real life examples of how this stuff happens. And one is happening right now, like Moose Mama. You know, we've gotten to know each other over the years, and she's happily married, and we'll probably never meet in person. But I'll tell you this, if Moose Mama was single, we'd have met by now. I know we would have. Yes, we would have. I know we would have. But you know, I'm straight up about everything. I'm not that kind of fucker. And if Moose Mama, and I know she'd never do it, if she ever suggested something otherwise, it'd turn me off, and I'd probably put her in the fat girl category as far as interest. But there are people that you're going to cross paths with in life that you are interested in that way. But for reasons like this, nothing's ever going to happen. And that's still really good. But it all circles back to what I said earlier about the female friends that you just kind of seem to have long term are always kind of in a different box than the jumbos, even though nothing is ever going to transform into anything for a variety of reasons. And there's nothing wrong with that. You with me on this? This is a real life example. Yeah. So that's why I just move forward. Yeah. You know, big, beautiful women. That's some more of that bullshit they try and pump down your throat whether you like it or not. Big, beautiful women. Yeah, bullshit. You talk about an oxymoron. I mean, they may be nice people, but beautiful ain't happening. Fashion Bug Plus. 2 full-size dresses sewed together that they only charge 50% extra for the second dress. There's nothing beautiful about that. You don't need to apologize. You don't need to be embarrassed. You don't need to go up to them and let them know. They know already. You don't need to be rude. But any straight guy out there that's telling the truth would never want to see any of these women do a double gainer off a diving board. First of all, they'd be exhausted by the time they climbed up the steps. And secondly, there's a half the chance the platform would collapse. And there's no fucking way in the world they could do flips. And if they did hit the water, it might flood the place. That's what I'd call a non-issue. Yeah, just fucking be true to yourself. Don't get caught up in any of this wasted time fucking bullshit. You know, I mean, yeah, that's how I feel about it. You know, no, I tell people all the time, I've changed tires and pulled over for jumbos that ran out of gas and stuff. I do it. I pay for the gas too. Give my number if anything happens. Good luck. They thank me. Yeah, I'm fine with that. But that's a whole nother world away from my personal life and what I'd want. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's distinct differences between just being a good guy and trying to help someone in need and being an asshole and not trying to help someone out just because you're not attracted to them. And there's a lot of people that have tried to get me in trouble on YouTube. And they make false videos and they say that I hate fat women and I call them pigs and stuff like that. And that is absolutely not true. And I just gave you a good example of overtures I've made to help them out in need. And I'm going to make it very clear right now that I do not hate fat women at all. The only thing I hate is if I had to see any of them nude. Other than that, I'll be a good guy to them. I put them right up there with helping an old lady after her car breaks down. Getting her heat back on if it goes out. Fixing a broken pipe. Same group of women. Because you can never take away that human factor. You can never take away the human factor. And don't apologize for it. Just be straight. You can be discreet, but that's different. I mean, you're not going to go up to restaurants and just tap a heavy-set gal on the shoulder and say, hey, man, it's about time you quit eat and look at you. No, I mean, that's just cruel. It's rude. But for your own personal stuff, if somebody calls you on it, don't be bullshitting yourself and thinking that pulling over and filling a gal's gas tank up, that a jumbo's in the same category as one built like a brick shithouse. There's nothing wrong with thinking differently. They're both getting gas. They're both on the way. It's just your internal mechanism of how you're pigeonhole the brief interaction with them. I stopped for a black guy the other day. Couldn't believe I stopped. Probably didn't say why, but I mean, what's left? I mean, why? What would you be surprised about, other than me being white and stopping? I mean, what's left? And he gave me shook my hand, hug. As it turned out, a wrecker was coming from, but you know, that's different. I'm talking about the male intellect and the chances when they run into these incidents with women and just keeping it real. And I'll tell you, this is why I'm a firm believer that it keeps things straight, because I don't make bones about it. Like there's plenty of women that have been on here in the past that they liked me, they thought I was a good guy, and then I start talking that shit, and they just unsubscribe and they go, I don't care. That means mission accomplished. Because if you're just yourself and you tell it like it is and there's no agenda, you're never going to get me through the back door with an open mic or a comment on another video somewhere else, because it's always the same. You know what I mean? I'm not going to be saying one thing somewhere and somewhere something different somewhere else because, I have no agenda. I'm not looking for a job and I'm not running for office, so I have the liberty to be able to do this. But if it was something other than that, I could not talk all this shit. I couldn't. And I've said probably 95% of the people I don't know, that I do know, don't even know I have a YouTube channel. And I'll bet half of the 5% that do tell me all the time they were going to tell their aunt or their daughter about some video I uploaded, but they didn't because they didn't want them seeing my content. So say somebody's on here and I'm talking that shit and it's like, oh man, did you hear him? How rude, and they just sign off and they never come back again. Bingo, good. Perfect. That's the way it's supposed to work. So after a while, you kind of get to know the people that know what you're like, and there shouldn't be any surprises. Anybody that's offended leaves, and anybody that's not, even though they may not agree with you, they know that that's the way it is over here. Yeah, why lying? That's the way I look at it. Now, but like I said, there's a difference between not lying and, going up and being rude to someone. I'm just talking about like normal male thought patterns. I mean, these clowns run around acting like, they don't know why this happens and why that happens. Well, that's why. It's because you're bullshitting people and you're not telling the complete truth. Yeah. And sometimes you just don't need to tell them that. I'm probably guilty of that. I probably bring things up that I shouldn't just because where does it get me other than pissing people off? But, I'm kind of a shit talker, so it makes sense. Yeah. To each his own. Words of wisdom. Hey, does anybody know? I know Stephanie's a big, excuse me. I know Stephanie's a big Seahawks fan. Does anybody know the score of that Seahawks game? Does anybody know the score of that? I hope they win because she's really fired up about it. Yeah, no, you're right, Aaron. Yeah, it is something like that. I don't know the exact words behind it. Yeah, I say just tell the truth. They're going to find out anyway. Oh, good. The Seahawks won. Oh, good. Well, she ought to be happy about that. Good. Yeah, all right, good. I see the Buccaneers won today. I'm not really into sports like I used to be. I just don't get into it that much. I don't give a fuck. I mean, they're running around here like, they dropped the atom bomb in Georgia just because the football team lost. Who gives a fuck? No, it's so boring, man. They don't live there. It's just a money-making deal, which is fine. I appreciate good athleticism, but, when you got adults running around in fucking their favorite pro football fucking jersey, I mean, I can't help but think they got a fucking screw loose. I mean, hey, look, motherfucker, you're 75 years old. You got a piece of cheese on your head up in Green Bay. You're drunk. I mean, you got a G on your fucking window. I mean, isn't it time you grow up? You don't know any of these people. You never will. And it's just a game. Sunnyside, have you ever gotten into music at all? Have you ever explored it much? I think Lexington has a symphony up there. Or if Lexington doesn't, Louisville does. Have you ever got into that? Have you ever went to that place up near Lexington where it's like old Quaker houses? That big Quaker establishment? They decorate that nice for Christmas too. It's got the buildings and you can buy like little knickknacks. You know what I'm talking about? And then they have that big place too. It looks like a castle where they have events. You know what I'm talking about. It almost looked like Renaissance, Baroque period. Yeah. Another year we go. Going into another year. Yeah, it'd be cool to just party. Yeah, there's a lot of cool places here in Lexington. Yeah, it's a good. Yeah, thank you. That's an excellent quote, isn't it? Yeah, I like that. Yeah, I really do. Sunnyside, were you brought up religious up there in a religious family? It seems like Lexington's kind of like that too up there. They're uh, tend to be. That's a big interest up here, like down here. I love the architecture of churches. Like that whole section there, all those books, a lot of them on the top, all this right here. I'll show you actually. These are all religion. These are all religious. I get new ones all the time that I haven't read, or a new take on the New Testament. Those are all religious. Those are all religious. And I've been giving away my Bibles. That's all religion. And I got lots of old Bibles too. I've been giving them away to these Christian people. I just gave a 1795 Bible away to this clerk at the beer store, and she's like, couldn't believe it. She thinks it's like worth $1 million. Oh, really? Huh. Interesting. I mean, you don't need to be a believer to be interested in religion and Christianity. And you look at the Bible, all-time most recognized publication in the world. And it's not like I got, a vendetta against them or everything. If everybody lived the life a Christian like you're supposed to, it'd be a great place. You got a lot of good ideas. Parables. Oh, you were brought up. Now, do you go to church, Sunnyside? Do you attend church? Okay. A lot of Baptists down here. Once saved, always saved. Once you're saved, you lose your salvation. Well, which I just find hard to believe, but I'll never know either. Oh, okay. And it's funny because in my life too, my best friends were like religious guys. Priest that died in Chicago. I know another guy that ran one of those big giant congregations in Orlando. Great guy. And back to like being yourself, I was the same with them as I am with you guys. Oh, fuck yeah. You better believe it, man. Every block. Yeah, everywhere. There's a church on every corner down here. Yep. No, I don't. Nope, not Christian. Nope. I do go to churches, but it's basically to check out the architecture and the kind of stained glass they have. I was really into that at one time too. And I find religion interesting. I do. But, Christianity is a lifestyle and a belief. And either you believe it or you don't. It's a leap of faith. And I'm a big science guy. And I may, have this broke off my ass. I could be wrong. And if they're right and I'm wrong, I'm in big trouble. It's a leap of faith. But, I'm into the timelines, and you get into the Immaculate Conception, and, when they think death occurs and abortion, virgin births, water and wine, their stance against homosexuality, which I think has a biological basis, their timeline's just out and outright wrong. No, I am too, although that's the only bookstore going on there. That's why. That's a big store there too. You got 2 or 3 colleges there. I think that's why. And they're in a perfect location. That one's a bitch to get into. It's a pain in the ass getting in there. But that's a nice Barnes & Noble. It is. That's one of the better ones. In Florida, they went to this abbreviated model, which sucks. Looks like a Books A Million shit. Even the one in Hilton Head sucks. It's like Walmart's. There's different sizes. Just like Home Depots and Lowe's, there's different sizes. Yeah. Yeah, Washington, man, the traffic's insane there. You look at all the places that have changed hands there over the years. I can remember going up, I moved up there in 77. I remember going to Kmart's and buying all that shit you need. Clothes basket, pillowcase. Yeah, no, I know, so I don't know. I still got a lot of religious stuff that I give away to people. I used to collect handwritten manuscripts, which are beautiful documents. I've got a huge Civil War collection that I got offered 60 grand for, and I just never sold it. Believe this or not, I tried to donate it to the state of Ohio, and they never called me back. And the guy was from Ohio. I got all his Civil War diaries, letters from the soldiers, his whole life, really. Last name is Bates, Bates. He was President Garfield's Sunday school teacher. Yeah, it's the only one I just never got around to collecting. I got some other cool documents too. I just decided to quit collecting things. Now what I try and collect is good memories. Yeah, possible. Sunnyside, do you believe in Ouija boards or tarot cards or any of that kind of stuff? Oh, cool. Yeah, World War II, at least back then, that's when it was established. There's a really interesting interviews with Colonel Bud Anderson. He just died here, 102. It's a Navy ace pilot on YouTube. They're really fascinating interviews. But at least things were really established in World War II. Everybody was really in on it. The line was drawn. You knew what you were fighting for. And then, we got into the Korean War and Vietnam, and it just got messy. And even now, the wars we have now are like, the lines a little blurred. Like, yeah, it's just, different world. Venezuela, we bombed their fucking ass. Then took them out of their own goddamn living room, brought them back to New York. They're a bunch of shitbags anyway, troublemakers. Yeah, World War II. Where'd you get those, Sunnyside? How'd you end up with those? There's a girl that comes on here, Angie. She lives up in Michigan. I hope she gets hooked up with Larry Steiger, the guy that comes on here. I think they're both looking to date. They'd be a good match. Oh, okay. Oh, all right. Yeah, that's it. I don't think you have any. I think you guys have casinos. Do you have any casinos up around you now, Sunnyside, or do you have to go over to St. Louis on the river? Oh, cool. Oh, that's nice. Okay. Okay. Yeah, it's kind of cool. Yeah, World War II's. I'm not into that war stuff that much. I like the planes and stuff, and planes have evolved so much, it's crazy. These planes go over my house, heading to South America or Europe. They're in a cruise climb. Just thought provoking. And this big ass plane, 300 people on it, eating, drinking, watching movies, other stuff's in the belly, watching, doing 500 miles an hour, 10 hours in the air, going all the way across the Atlantic Ocean in the winter. It's just insane, man. I mean, unbelievable. All climate control, reclining chair. Yep. Well, I'm surprised that this cold has gotten so much better today. I thought I was just getting into it, and I actually don't feel too bad like when I got up this morning. Yeah, now, can you go to one in Cincinnati or Louisville? It's fun to go to a casino once a time. Have you ever gotten down around Gatlinburg, Dollywood? That's not that far for you. It takes me, Lexington is halfway for me from where I lived in Michigan. It's halfway. So it's like 480 miles from here. It takes me about 7 hours to get up there. And I cut through Dollywood. You ever been around there? Gatlinburg? Oh, there are casinos in Lexington. Really? Oh, I misread that. Huh. Oh, okay. Yeah, I cut through there a lot. That's like the number one rip-off place in the state for extra charges on your bill. You go in there and your hotel is 150 bucks a night. And you check out the next morning, it's 270 for these charges. You know who else is doing that a lot now? Las Vegas. Resort fees. They don't even tell you about it when you check in. Yeah. That's cool, isn't it? Yeah, I've read quite a bit about that. Yeah. That's just unbelievable, man. As it turns out, the guy flying it, supposedly, now this is just what they're talking about, he was not type rated in that jet, and it wasn't single pilot certified. And he had his non pilot kid in the right seat who didn't have a multi engine rating. It's just, I mean, if any of this is true, it's just shocking to me. There was a guy that owned a big beverage company in Ohio. He killed his wife, two kids. His wife, his kids, and the neighbor and his daughter. They went to a Cleveland Cavaliers game and were heading back to Columbus. And what happened is I think he got mixed up, and he had a different model before that. He thought that the autopilot was engaged, and it wasn't. They took off. It was rough. They were out over Lake Erie. It was dark. The autopilot wasn't engaged. He got disoriented, and they crashed. I don't know this for sure, but that Cessna 550 has a fantastic safety record. There have actually been incidents of people stealing those that didn't have pilot's license that landed them without hurting anybody. It's a really easy jet to fly. It's not a swept wing. And really, on the single pilot certification there are exceptions for that, but generally the insurance company makes you have two guys. It's a really slow private jet. It's the bottom of the barrel. If I had to guess, that's all I'm doing. They took off, something went wrong, and he just tried to file in the flight director and use the autopilot to return to the airport, and he couldn't get it set up. And he was struggling in IFR conditions to like kind of just get back to the airport, without letting the autopilot do it, and just rushed things and crashed. Yeah, I mean, it's just super weird. But if anything they say is true, the guy flying it shouldn't have been flying it. There should have been another guy in the front seat. But we'll see. But it's not sounding good. Yeah. Yeah, it's tragic, man. I see a family, just the whole family got wiped out today out in Arizona. Helicopter. It was a guy and 3 young girls. I think one was his daughter and 2 are her friends. Killed all them, man. These airplanes now, in the old days, you had a 172 or a Tri-Pacer. Even if you crashed it, there was a pretty good chance you weren't going to die. But now with all these fast, single high-performance airplanes like Cirrus, those things are slick airplanes. They get that speed out of them because it's different configurations, and you really need to be current on those planes. It's the difference between driving a Corvette and a Maverick. When you're not flying a lot and something goes wrong with a Maverick, you put your blinker on, pull over the side of the road. That's one thing. When you're on a Corvette and you're whipping in and out of traffic at 115 miles an hour, this high-performance car with great everything, you just don't get away with the same things you do in one that's not as high performance. And because there's a lot of guys out there with money, they can afford these airplanes that they really aren't qualified to fly because they're not around long enough to stay current. It's much different staying current and competent in a Cirrus than it is a 172. And when shit hits the fan, you tend to live a lot less longer in a Cirrus. Another family just a month ago killed a whole family in Illinois. Well, one son didn't get killed because he was in a car with somebody else. Yeah, I mean, these airplanes are crashing more now than they ever have. Yeah. I mean, aviation, man, you got to stay current. And that's hard to do. You lose that shit, you lose your skills not flying. I mean, and you could do it in a clear day, nothing goes wrong, but you start getting in crappy weather and stuff. You gotta be doing that a lot regularly. You'll see guys that fly airliners. I belong to a flying club in Ann Arbor, and we had airline pilots from other countries rent airplanes when they were in the United States that came up to Ann Arbor, and one ran out of gas and another one crashed one. Back then, they just kind of let them rent these airplanes without a checkout because they knew they were captains on airliners, but it's like apples and oranges. It's not the same. Oh, you don't like flying? Well, you remember you guys had that big crash there where they ran off the end of the runway. Remember that? That regional charter, I think. Remember they got on the wrong runway and took off and it was closed? Yeah, it was right around there, Lexington. Yeah, the guy that did it's the only one that lived. The guy that was flying the plane. Yeah, that was in that Bluegrass airport, Bluegrass something. It's still a safe mode of transportation statistically. Yeah. Crazy. Yeah, tons of crashing. Yep. Sure are. You guys get those big ass snowstorms once in a while from Lexington down to Berea, where the people pile up on I-75. They've had some pretty bad snow crashes there. I've gotten nailed twice over about a 30-year period, leaving Lexington and about 120 miles north of Chattanooga. Both times it happened in the same place. Just get that clear ice. Just comes in, takes your ass out. Can't do anything. It's like super slick. It's like they put ice skating blades instead of tires. Hit the brakes, doesn't even do anything. Nuts. Well, you guys, I think I'm going to sign off. Feel a little tired. So Happy New Year to everybody. I'm going to take one more look, see if the moon's out. I don't think it is, though. Maybe I'll catch it tomorrow night. Still should be like 96% or not. I was hoping I'd get it tonight, though. Full moon. I don't know what the weather's like where you guys live, but this is a great night to look up, by the way. If you get a chance, but if you're not cloudy, go look. It's a beautiful moon. Yeah, you got ice and snow both. That's true. Yeah, that's right. So have a good day tomorrow. Appreciate you coming out. It's fun talking. Like coming on, just impromptu talks, and thank you. I'll probably do one tomorrow. Tomorrow about same time. Yeah, I'll do tomorrow. And usually I'll let you know. You can look. I put them up in advance. Yeah. Yeah, it was fun. Thank you, Sunnyside. Have a good day tomorrow. If you're off tonight, that's good. If you're not, well, have a good night at work. Yeah, I'll probably come on the night around tomorrow at about 8 or 9. So thanks again and good night, everybody. Okay, you too.